deep in the heart of the old school, where the ivy clings to the stone like a forgotten memory, there was a classroom that felt colder than the rest. It began with the sharp chime of a vintage bell, a sound that signaled more than just the start of another lesson. Before she arrived, the air was thick with the music of childhood giggles, the whispers, and the bright, untethered joy of students who hadn't yet learned to be afraid. But as the clock ticked toward the hour, a strange, heavy hush would always fall over the desks. Then, the door would creak open. Miss Varela walked with a rhythm that didn't match her shadow. She was a woman of porcelain skin and frozen expressions, wrapped in vintage black silk. As Sepa said, the warmth of the room seemed to drain into the floorboards. It was subtle at first. A student would smile at a joke, only to have that smile detach like a glowing yellow butterfly. These flickers of light didn't fade. They flew straight into Miss Varela's swaying shadow, leaving behind faces that were pale and utterly hollow. Leo watched from the back row. He was the only one who saw the theft. He clutched his notebook, his own smile hidden behind his hand, wondering why a teacher would need to harvest the happiness of children just to stand upright. "She's stealing them again," he whispered to the silence. Days turned into weeks, and the classroom bled of its color. The vibrant reds of the books and the bright greens of the plants faded into a dull, monotonous grayscale. The children moved like clockwork dolls, their eyes staring blankly at chalkboards filled with hollow equations. Driven by a courage he didn't know he possessed, Leo returned to the school long after the final bell. The hallways were corridors of moonlight and long, stretching shadows. He reached the classroom door, his heart hammering against his ribs like a trapped bird. The room was empty, save for a pulsing light emanating from Miss Varela's desk. He pulled the drawer open, and 1,000 tiny whispers filled the air. They weren't angry, they were sad. "Help her," the light seemed to murmur. "Help her before she disappears forever." As Leo touched the light, a vision flooded his mind. He saw a young girl from a century ago, sitting alone under a weeping willow. She was crying so hard she felt she might break, and in her desperation, she made a wish on a falling star to never feel sadness again. The wish had been granted, but at a terrible price. Without sadness, she could not hold on to joy. She became a ghost of a person, turning transparent and fading into the wind. To stay anchored to this world, she had to borrow the emotions of others, one stolen smile at a time. Leo didn't pull away when she suddenly appeared in the shadows of the room. He didn't see a monster. He saw a lonely girl who had forgotten how to feel. He stepped forward and did the only thing he could. He offered her his hand and gave her a genuine, unforced smile. She didn't steal it. For the first time, someone gave their joy to her freely. The contact broke the century-old curse. The desk drawer burst open, and thousands of smiles erupted like a volcano of fireflies, racing through the vents and keyholes to find their rightful owners. Miss Varela looked at Leo and smiled. It wasn't a stolen reflection, but a real, human expression. Her form began to glow with an intense, warm light, becoming more beautiful and less solid by the second. She was finally free to move on, to feel everything she had missed. The next morning, the school was transformed. The color had returned, brighter than ever. The children laughed with a newfound depth, and the classroom felt alive. Leo sat at his desk, watching the empty chair at the front, knowing the secret of the woman who survived on smiles. But as a new student entered the room, Leo noticed something strange. As the girl walked past the window, her shadow flickered with a faint, golden glow. Same glow Miss Varela once carried. The cycle of the lonely curse. Had it truly ended, or just found a new host?